Welcome to Everyone Loves Guitar, where we get to sit down and talk with interesting professional guitar players and related music industry experts. If you love playing guitar, stick around. You're in the right place. This is Craig Garber, and welcome to Everyone Loves Guitar podcast episode number 31. Today's topic, is there a right way to practice guitar? I guess I should open this episode with a bit of a disclaimer, and that is my comments on the right way to practice guitar are based exclusively on my own wants and needs and my own personal approach and experience with the guitar. I am definitely not an expert at this, just the same way I'm not a therapist, even though I might give a buddy of mine some friendly advice on a problem or situation he or she might have. That being said, here are my thoughts and my approach to practicing and playing guitar. Number one, playing guitar is first and foremost a fun activity for me, just like going to the gym is. It's a hobby. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's not a business. So I don't approach it the same way I approach my business. I approach this totally differently. Number two, my personal goals with respect to playing guitar are to become a better soloist and understand the right and wrong notes to play during a solo. Number three, I do not know many songs because I don't practice songs to learn them. I practice songs to solo within a certain portion of the song. Number four, for me, I'd rather spend the bulk of my time learning how to solo, learning licks, and understanding what notes sound good and which notes sound bad in which places. Number five, I've taken private lessons and I probably haven't found the right teacher, but I've found that most teachers are just winging it and they teach you variations of the same thing. Scales, vibrato, and other assorted stuff that might have a long-term impact on your knowledge base and your playing, but they delay any kind of short-term satisfaction you might get from picking up the guitar today. And that's what I try to focus on, my guitar today. I'm not looking at planning for a career. I'm looking at picking up the guitar for 30 to 60 minutes and feeling great. So when I put it down, any kind of bullshit I had in my head is gone, and I feel like, I guess, how people feel if they meditate for half an hour. Number six, I rarely, if ever, practice scales. And if I do, and it is rare, it's just to warm up. To me, knowing every permutation of a scale is going to contribute far less to my ability to become a good solo player than actually practicing and playing solos will. Now, again, I realize that this is probably unconventional, but as I made a disclaimer at the front, I am certainly not an expert. This is just my little world that I'm trying to share. Number seven, I have zero aspirations to be a shredder, and frankly, I don't even like listening to music like that. And don't get me wrong, I realize it's incredibly difficult to play. I respect anyone's talent that does that, and I respect anyone's right to enjoy that music, just like I respect their right to like different flavors of ice cream than I like. But I don't have any interest in that, so I don't work on any kind of speed picking. Now, sometimes I regret this because some of my favorite guitar heroes like Gary Moore and Roy Buchanan, for example, can really play fast. But overall, I'd rather have average speed and spend that time understanding how to produce a good tone and how to play good notes when they're appropriate. And I realize I just can't do all the things I want to do. I've got limited time, so I've got to apply that time to the priorities that I'm looking to accomplish. Number eight, I believe all of your efforts should be focused on achieving whatever particular guitar goal you might have. That's how I enjoy my practice. This is just my personal philosophy, and I'm sure there's a million reasons why this is wrong. But since I like what I'm doing, and since I see progress ongoing, and more importantly, I'm having fun, I'm really comfortable with this strategy. And besides, it's my rodeo. I get to call the shots. When you play guitar and you practice, you should do what you want. If what you want is to follow someone else's system, great, but you shouldn't sit there playing something you hate because someone told you it's good for you. Because there's probably another way to get that same skill set that you actually would like. Number nine, as far as tone, I don't focus on this enough. I should spend more time screwing around with different amps and with all the dials on the amps and all the dials on the few pedals I have, but I don't. Again, everything I do is geared towards prioritizing my goal of becoming a better soloist. I only have X number of minutes, 30 to 45, maybe 60 minutes, and I generally spend that time with the guitar in my hand playing, not monkeying around with tone. For better or worse, for me, tone is secondary priority to note selection. Number 10, one thing I'm proud of is over time, my use of things like vibrato, muting, bending, and using harmonics has become actually more deliberate and purposeful and less random and arbitrary. It's like you sort of feel you have more control over these things because you've practiced them more. They become regular arrows you get to pull out of your quiver instead of like one-offs that you're afraid to do. And I still need to work these components into my solo more than I do now. Number 11, one of the techniques that's fattened up my sound most dramatically is raking. To me, it's as important a technique as vibrato and string bending is. When you rake the strings, at least for me, for the kind of music I'm playing, which is mostly blues-based, it really adds some power and strength, especially if you're doing it sporadically and you're doing it at the right time. So there you have it. That's my very simple and probably very incorrect approach to playing and learning guitar. I usually learn from a few different online teachers, and we'll be coming out with our own courses coming up pretty soon as well. But I like that. I'm sure this formula has loads of things wrong with it, but guess what? It keeps me coming back, and it allows me to enjoy my guitar practicing, and it allows the guitar to continue being a very special source of fun and entertainment for me. And call me crazy, but isn't that what playing guitar is supposed to be all about? Thanks for listening. Go to everyonelovesguitar.com and sign up to get notified of future episodes along with the latest guitar-related updates. And join our community on Facebook at facebook.com/everyonelovesguitar. We hope you enjoyed this show. If you did, subscribe to the Everyone Loves Guitar podcast, and you can do this online at everyonelovesguitar.com or on iTunes. And if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star positive review. The more 5-star reviews we get, the higher our show ranks, and higher rankings mean we get to continue speaking with cool, interesting guests on our show. We'll see you on the next episode, and until then, keep playing your guitar and have fun making music.